Back at JSU Stadium, Burgess Snowfield, Jacksonville State University, John Holder and Gerhard Mathangani with Chase Robinson on the sidelines to bring you our next to the last game of the evening here on this second day of the JSU and TV24 Spring Gridiron Challenge. Gerhard, we saw Winterboro in the last game against Spring Garden, lost a tough one 8-7 on a 2-point conversion by the Panthers, and we saw Southeastern take a break in the last game, but they played Spring Garden and lost 8-0 in the game before that. So now these two teams will play each other. Your thoughts? You've had a chance to watch both of these teams, Southeastern and Winterboro.
Yeah, Southeastern looked really solid to begin with, and we heard the coach after the game talking about how they have now improved numbers as far as the overall depth, but at the same time they still having to teach a lot of the same things that that they were teaching in the spring. So the numbers are there. So that's one of the positives. Being able to execute is something different. The good thing about these round robins for teams like Southeastern is the fact that they get to get off the field for a little while, stay off the field for about 30, 40, 45 minutes, talk about some of the things that went wrong, some of the things that they did well, and then be able to come back out here and do it all over again. So hopefully they didn't get too cold as they set, but at the same time learn stuff that they'll be able to implement in this game. So the advantages that Spring Garden and Winterboro have, being able to play back-to-back games, and the advantages that Southeastern had, I think work out for the teams that are in play. As
I believe you guys talked about in the first game, a nice problem for Southeastern. 55 players came out for a small school like Southeastern. That's phenomenal numbers. But they didn't have enough jerseys, and they had to go borrow some jerseys from Gardendale, who had a very similar style and color. So that's why we're going to see something we don't see very often at all at any level of football, and that is dark on dark jerseys. So we're going to see blue against the maroon here as Southeastern and Winterboro starting. Before we can even get a play run, we have a flag being called before the snap, and already an offside on Winterboro. And Gerhard, that was a big problem for Winterboro in game number 1 against Spring Garden, where before the ball was even snapped, they're into the neutral zone, just lining up offsides, and happened here before even the first snap of this game.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just misjudging the angles. We don't know which player it was, but either if it's a defensive end, sometimes just misjudging where the ball is as opposed to where your hand is.
And we just have the handful of players. We don't have any numbers for Winterboro. We don't have that information, so we're just trying to kind of guess there. Southeastern, it's number 34, Avery Jones, an upcoming senior, hit in the backfield, and a loss of about 5 yards or so on the play all the way back to the 35. Actually stacked him up at the line of scrimmage. So, well, it was a loss of 5 after that penalty. So one of the things we're seeing is great penetration by this defensive line by Winterboro, Gerhard, but a lot of times the reason they're getting that good penetration is they're lining up in the neutral zone many times. On second down and 10 now. Rolling out, and we're going to be sacked. That's going to be Seth Wadsworth, the senior quarterback. Couldn't escape the pressure. And again, outstanding penetration by Winterboro.
Absolutely. Number 24 comes right off the edge there. Continues his pursuit, and you'll see him coming from the bottom of your screen. Playing inside out. Perfect position. And then comes away with the sack. That's huge because it changes really everything about what Southeastern wanted to do here on third down, with it being now 3rd and a mile. It's a good look there at a good prospect.
Wadsworth, a big loss on the sack that time, all the way back inside the 25-yard line at the 23. They've got to go to the 45 to get a first down. So this is going to be 3rd down and about 22 for Southeastern here early in quarter number 1 of this matchup between the Winterboro Bulldogs and the Southeastern Mustangs. There's Wadsworth, throws it out, almost intercepted. His wide receiver over there fell to the turf with a big target in Jordan Graham, the junior, who fell down at about the 38-yard line. But more than likely, this will be simulated punt time.
Absolutely. Graham came up with a huge catch early in the game, and so it looks like Southeastern really likes that. Get him out in open space and let him work one-on-one with a corner. It looks like he slipped on that play and set up almost an interception. It drops, but either way, Winterboro will get the football back about the same place that they would have had the interception had they had it. So they'll mark off the territory and run some time off the clock, and then Winterboro's offense will get back to work.
Simulated punt will place the ball at the 42-yard line. This is a Winterboro team that is without 2 of their star players. Coach Alan Beckett telling us that They had Najavian Brown, who had 1,100 yards rushing last season, and also starting wide receiver Nick Stamps suspended for the Jamboree. You mentioned Khalil Keith, the great defensive lineman that signed with Baylor, losing him. They lost a couple of more all-county and all-region players, a player coming to Jack State, a player to Tennessee Tech. So some big losses, and a big loss right here all the way back inside the 40. A 2-yard loss is number 55 for Southeastern, Austin Lee, coming up from his linebacker position untouched for another loss in the backfield.
He made some great plays in the first game on the pass defense. This time just perfect run defense right there. Able to come up with the big play. It's a good job there by the senior outside linebacker and offensive lineman, Austin Lee.
Make it a loss of 1 back to the 41-yard line. No wide receivers. Everybody's bunched in together, even though he's in the shotgun. And now we may see somebody lined up in the neutral zone of the Southeastern side, as it looks like we're going to get an offside penalty against the Mustangs.
Yeah, we couldn't see which number it was, but I mean, right there in the neutral zone. And this is something that coaches will work on as the fall camp approaches, because you can't give up yards like that, you know, in big games. I mean, this changes from a 1st and 10 to a 2nd and 5. And so, I mean, essentially this becomes a run or pass play situation right here.
Same formation, really no wide receivers trying to run that power run game. Southeastern just having no say with that. Kevin Jahola, the freshman coming up, a rising senior, only the 9th grader, comes up and sticks the Winterboro running back in the hole and only picked up a couple of yards.
Back-to-back plays here, great run defense by the Mustangs, and that's a good look at the player that just made the last play. Jahola, he said he was a 9th grader, so it's a big kid for 9th grade.
Yeah, rising 9th grader, so that means he's still technically in the 8th right now, probably 13, 14 years old. Nice-looking athlete for Southeastern. Option pitch to the outside, and this is going to be a big gainer. We don't know for sure, but we believe that may be Cam Borden, number 1, who had the big gainer that time for Winterboro.
This play was really set up by great blocking, and you see Bourne on there. Watch number 24 come up with a big block here, really springs it, comes out to the side, and let's see the end of the run here, maybe see where the injury happened. Oh, probably right there, and rolled up on his ankle. Hope that young man's okay. You can see it towards the end of that run. Hopefully it's not anything serious like a break, but we've seen these things be sprains and everything from a sprain to just slight hyperextension. So we hope the best for that young man.
He looks like he is in a lot of pain. Yeah, we still have him down the sideline. As you mentioned, Gerhard, it looked like that he really fell awkwardly over there on the sideline, but they're getting him up over here. Of course, that's on the far sideline, so they'll have to bring him all the way across the field. Putting a little bit of weight on that, that's a good sign. You always want to see him walking a little bit on that, even if it's a limp, instead of not being able to put any weight. So it looks like that young man's going to be fine. Alan Beckett over there, along with some of the training staff from Winterboro, to walk him all the way back across the field.
Yeah, he's walking gingerly, but he is putting some pressure on it. And he's under his own power, so both of those things are good signs. Getting some support from his teammates and the training staff over there, so they'll check him out, and hopefully he'll be able to return to the game. If not, be able to return back for other activities coming up this summer.
Winterboro Bulldogs and the Southeastern Mustangs doing battle here at JSU Stadium, and a nice-looking drive going on now by Winterboro, trying to draw first blood, so to speak. Quarterback going to take the ball. Run pitch option, picks up about 4 yards, takes it inside the 30 down to about the 28.
It's a slow-moving play, kind of a slow-developing play. Credit the Mustangs defense for coming in, filling their gaps, and making the play there.
Picks up about 4.5. They'll place the ball between the 27 and 28. So a nice gainer on first down. Again, we do not have a numerical roster for Winterboro. We do have some names, and so we're thinking that the running back is Cam Borden and the quarterback is Omar Dobbins. The quarterback, Dobbins, is a first cousin of Kansas City Chiefs and former Auburn star Dee Ford. I believe played his high school football at St. Clair County over in Odenville.
Right. Ford had an incredible rookie year.
Another nice run by Winterboro, playing that power football. First down now at the Southeastern 20-yard line. Seeing Southeastern here last year, they played in a round robin against Spring Garden and Central of Coosa. This is a much improved Southeastern team from what we saw a year ago here.
Absolutely. You heard Coach Burkett speak about that after their game earlier.
Big running back, and that may be Caleb Hill. Takes it inside the 20. So picks up about 3 more yards.
This is a really big athlete right here. Saw him on the run block earlier, helped spring his running back free, and then they also asked him to run the ball a little bit as well. So here's another one of our football teams. Looks like Wetumpka.
Wetumpka Indians up from Elmore County, sitting on the north side of the stadium here, getting ready for their game coming up shortly. Probably about 30 to 35 minutes away from their matchup with Mary Montgomery. Quarterback, it's going to be Dobbins. Dobbins breaks 2 tackles, heads to the sideline, breaks another tackle, runs over a player. Now there's a flag called. Another flag comes in. Able to get about 3 yards down to the 15-yard line, but I'm afraid we may have that one coming back. Looks like we may have some holding going on over there on that far sideline.
Yeah, that's usually the vicinity where it comes from. We'll see if those are different calls.
And indeed, that will be the call over there, 2 flags. So that is a costly penalty. Second down and about 7 yards to go, and they picked up about 3 yards, so they were going to be, Gerhardt, in a manageable probably 3rd and 5 at the 15-yard line, and now they'll get the down back over, obviously, but they're going to be second and very long now, second and double digits to go to get the first down. So a costly penalty there on the whole by Winterboro.
Yeah, this really changes what you want to do as far as play calling goes. Yeah, you have 2 downs to do it, but you're playing way behind the chains. We'll see what Coach Allen Beckett and the Bulldogs dial up here.
In essence, taking away the yards you would have gained, that's a 13-yard penalty all the way back out to the 28. In the shotgun now, Dobbins looking, can't find anyone. Now going to pull it down and run. Dobbins breaks a tackle at the 25, heads to the boundary, 20. Inside the 20 to the 15. That is a nice-looking run by the quarterback, Omar Dobbins.
We saw in the first game a broken play by Wadsworth of Southeastern end up in a first down. We have the same thing here where it looks like a broken play. Either that or just great coverage by Southeastern, and then just a phenomenal one-man effort there, dodging 2 tackles before he gets caught up out of bounds and taken to the ground. And looks like we have another injured player here. I think it's the guy that actually made the tackle on the play.
Nice little stiff arm there by Dobbins, and we've got a player down at the 15-yard line. A gain on the play of 11 yards. He ran about 35 to get that 11 yards. But now a more manageable 3rd down. Looks like it'll be 3rd down and about 7 coming up. We got another injured player, almost in the same spot that we had the injured player from Winterboro. But this is closer over there right in front of the Southeastern cheerleaders. Glad to have them here today, making their way over from Blount County. From rim lap.
Looks like they're working on his leg here. It looks like the lower extremity. The way his head position is, it looks scary at first. I thought it was neck and upper body. Don't want to rule anything out, but it looks like they were working more so on his lower body. And yeah, it does look like a leg is hampering him, but gets a nice, well-deserved applause as he walks off on his own power.
Anytime you see those guys putting weight on both legs, that's a good sign. When they get up and they're not putting any weight at all on a leg, that's not what you want to see. But he walked off, as you said, Gerhardt, under his own power. So 6 minutes exactly. We are halfway through quarter number 1. Quarter number 2 will be treated as a half. That will be an 8-minute quarter coming up. And then after that, we'll have a complete game, 4 10-minute quarters coming up between Mary Montgomery and Wetumpka. So on 3rd down and about 7, they need to go to the 10 to get the first down, and they're going to get that and more, as that's going to be a touchdown for the Winterboro Bulldogs, a 17-yard touchdown run. We think that is running back Caleb Hill with the touchdown for the Bulldogs, and a nice recovery after that holding call. 2 really great runs there by Winterboro, and that results in a touchdown. Impressive drive by the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. It shows what kind of blocking you have when the guy doesn't get touched to the 3rd level of the defense, and when they were that close to the end zone, the 3rd level meant into the end zone. See, he doesn't get touched until 52 touches him on the 1-yard line. By then, it was way too late. He already had ahead of Steve going. So credit the offensive line up front lot of the blockers around the side as big 24 punches into the end zone. And he might be the guy that, yeah, he is the guy that will try to cap off his own touchdown with an extra point.
Again, no live kick, and what we mean by live kick is, yeah, there's a snap and there's a hold and there's a kick, but there's no rush put on by the opposing team. That's the rule, but they make the extra point. Nice looking extra point, and it's 7-0 in favor of the Winterboro Bulldogs as they jump on top with 5:38 to go here in the opening quarter against Southeastern.
That's a good teachable moment. As you said, they had the holding call. They were second down and very, very long, and then they're able to punch it back and manage to pick up the first down and then go from there into the end zone. And I think that's really, really good as far as teaching moments for coaches as they go back and look at, hey, guys, when we go through adversity, if we lose a game here, if we're in a position where we're down 21 points, any kind of adversity and you come back from, I think those things are really large as far as what you could do with it, teaching your squad. And to get those lessons here against an opponent in the spring, I think goes a long way.
Some Southeastern fans sporting their Southeastern shirts with rim lap. You know, there's a little community out from Pinson called Palmerdale, and rim lap, you're thinking, boy, that is a strange name. Rim lap is actually Palmer spelled backwards. That's where the name comes from. Down the Southeastern, the reason that is the name Southeastern, down the southeastern portion of Blount County. On the ensuing play here for Southeastern, just all kinds of trouble back there, and it looks like the quarterback, Wadsworth, going to drop the football and going to be recovered, and that's a disastrous play recovered by Winterboro as Wadsworth just dropped the football, couldn't get back on it. Winterboro with great penetration to get there.
Yeah, he didn't look like he had a full grip of the football from the get-go, and credit the Winterboro defense to continue to attack and continue to pursue the ball. And they were able to get the football and now in tremendous position to get back down there and score one more time.
An impressive drive the last time by Winterboro. Great field position. They'll start at the 30 this time. And that's going to be Dobbins on the pitch. Nice run inside the 30, 25, runs into some traffic, whistles blow. He steps out of bounds over there after about an 8-yard gain. They'll mark him out at the 22-yard line. Again, we believe that is Cam Borden.
Borden with a nice play. Watch this pitch. It almost looks like a basketball chest pass, more so than it does a toss. It's effective, and it gets the job done. He gets it out there.
I was going to say, Gerhard, that it's not an option,
right?
But it's not necessarily what I call a vintage toss sweep,
right?
Because it's not really a toss the way I term it a toss. Like you said, it's kind of like that basketball chest pass that he just kind of pushes out to the trailing back. And now another run into the center there. This is either Borden or Hale. We don't have any numbers here, but we know the two running backs are Cam Borden and Caleb Hale, so we're assuming that is Hale with a nice run and a first down again for Winterboro. And they have been very impressive here in this first quarter as the Winterboro offense.
Absolutely. You see a lot of teams, and this really, I think, became popular at the University of Alabama, where you had that kind of thunder lightning package, and teams like to go to that. It looks like Winterboro kind of has that with both of these running backs. One's more of kind of a scat back, and the other guy they use for power, picking up first downs. He does exactly that.
And the quarterback, Dobbins, has some great wheels as well. Another run to the inside. Tried to cut it back there on the inside and picked up about 4 yards on the play. Southeastern's B.J. Gingler, rising ninth grader, in to make the tackle and bring him down after a short gain. But still about a 4-yard gain down to the 15.
This is a good opportunity for the Mustang defense to pick up a big hold. Last time they got down here, they got the position that they wanted. They were behind the sticks and then gave up the touchdown.
Handoff again, bouncing to the outside. And again, we believe that is Borden. Borden takes it inside the 10 all the way down to the 5-yard line. And that will be another first down. So it's a first and goal situation once again for the Winterboro Bulldogs.
It's a good play by Borden, and you saw the vision on that run. It looks like the play was designed to really cut it back upfield. He saw he didn't have anything, continued to make his way toward the sticks and got a first down. So the Bulldogs here will have 4 opportunities to get 5 yards.
Very impressive play here. And they just don't line up a wide receiver. In this package right here, they've got 3 guys in the backfield, power football, 2 blockers. Again, that toss sweep that we'll call it a toss sweep goes to who we believe is going to be Cam Borden, and he walks into the end zone. Very nicely designed play. Good look of power football there by Winterboro for touchdown number 2.
It's the exact same thing we saw to the other side earlier in the drive. I don't think anything changes as far as the blocking goes. But he walks right into the end zone there. And as we said, it's not a sweep. I mean, normally on sweeps, what you do is you like to lead the running back towards the football, have the football go with a head of steam. This one more so, it's more of a chest pass, so it's more controlled. But at the same time, you're behind the line of scrimmage, so any defense that comes up is able to make a play on the ball. You see the extra point no good here.
This extra point was low and away outside, to use some baseball terminology, and it's 13-0. Winterboro now with 3:03 to go here in the opening quarter.
Well, and it looks funny, I know, from a TV perspective not to see the rush, but what you just saw, these last 2 touchdowns, is the exact same reason why they do what they're doing with this kicking. This is more so to help out the blockers up front understand their assignments, and also to help the kicker get actual game reps. And we talked about that with Coach Jason Howard after the Spring Garden game. Getting reps is so important, and you saw that right there. He made the first extra point and missed the second extra point. He's getting those reps to kind of understand what he might be doing on one side as opposed to another. So I know it looks kind of odd on television not to have any kind of rush there, but this is really to help out the kickers as the spring approaches, going up against another team. The first thing that they'll see, coming into August. So,
in most teams, unless you're somebody like Hoover that we saw earlier this morning. We want to emphasize, this is day 10.
Right.
This is day 10 of practice. They've only had 9 days in most schools, especially smaller schools. Just to be quite honest, Gerhard, they just don't have the time to work on special teams whatsoever. Almost a face mask, and it was a face mask. There's all kind of yellow ones. Even I saw that one in there. We had Avery Jones taking the handoff, and there were immediately blue jerseys, but one of those blue jerseys grabbed Jones' face mask, and so that will be probably the 15-yard variety. That was pretty flagrant, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too. That's probably what they're discussing. 2 different officials threw it for the exact same thing, and we'll take a hike here.
So that's going to be a big gainer for Southeastern. That'll put the ball out beyond the 45-yard line at the 46. I'll tell you, against Spring Garden and against Southeastern, Winterboro's defensive line has had no problem getting the penetration. They're getting the push inside. That time, though, a costly mistake on the face mask. So here comes Southeastern, and we're going to see another offside over there. Number 8 for Winterboro. Just walks into the neutral zone, just kind of gets there.
Any coach would be beside themselves for the normally, in a situation like this, 20 yards given away for free. And taking a look here at a man who's pulling double duty. He actually is the women's basketball coach. This is Eric Wise, the white hat right here. He's an assistant coach on Rick Petrie's staff for the women's basketball team. He also does high school football. He tells me he loves football. He loves high school football, so kind of does double duty with both coaching and refereeing.
Quarterback going to go outside. Again, that's Seth Wadsworth just taking the ball, tucking it, running it, trying to get whatever he can get, and winds up getting a first down. So the drive continues for the Southeastern Mustangs. First down out of bounds at the 42-yard line with 2:02 to go. Keep in mind, they are treating this as a half. So this is almost a really good opportunity for Southeastern to run a 2-minute drill here.
Right.
And try to score before the end of the half.
That's exactly it. And they've snapped the ball twice and got 30 yards, aided by some penalties as well. So we'll see if they can punch this in here.
Wadsworth in the shotgun, plenty of time to throw. Goes outside, looking, and the fall just a little bit too far for Jordan Graham. Graham was open, but just not able to get there and track it down, so it will be second down and 10.
Yeah, the route, it looked like it was set to go to the outside, to the post. Couldn't quite get right there, so we'll see if they go back to it, because I think they're getting the look that they want. They're getting that one-on-one coverage over there, and they did the exact same thing against Spring Garden, and it worked a little bit. But that's a matchup that they really like. Graham one-on-one.
Again, shotgun formation. Jones is the setback. And another pass down the field. This one way too high for anybody. He was going for Graham again at about the 30-yard line, but I'm not sure Manute Bowl would have been able to pull that one down.
Yeah, that was really high. I don't know if that was miscommunication about where Graham was supposed to go, or maybe just The ball came out a little bit higher than Wadsworth wanted.
Nice drive going by Southeastern, but has bogged down now, and it's 3rd and 10 at the Winterboro 42. 1:09 to go in the game, clock running. I think Winterboro's going to call a timeout now. Got a stoppage in play. Southeastern was coming out with 5 wide receivers, including 4 overloaded to one side. There was a lot of yelling on the Winterboro sideline because they hadn't seen this formation before.
Right.
I'm not sure about the stoppage in play, what that was about, though. So they'll stay over here with 5 wide receivers, 4 to this side of the field to the near side. Quarterback in the shotgun immediately under pressure, has to throw it away and can't get it out there to his intended receiver. So Winterboro just says, okay, you're going to line up 5, we're going to bring everybody.
Exactly, and that's exactly what you have to do, because when you line up 5, I mean, that's as you have max protection and you have minimum protection. That's minimum protection.
And you know you're not going to run the ball unless you run a quarterback draw, and we really haven't seen that from Southeastern.
Right. And so this was easy for the Winterboro defense to dial up. If you have 5 wide receivers, the ball has to be in and out of the quarterback's hands quickly, and that play just took a little too long to develop.
Even though a QB draw would have been a great call that last time with him coming in from the outside. So they go back to trips on the far side, back in motion. They're going to run a reverse to Graham. Graham breaks 1 tackle, but he's not going to get past the rest of the Winterboro defenders, and they're going to lose on 4th down about 5 yards. A little trick play. We saw a little trick play in the first game against Spring Garden when they had the throw back to the quarterback for a touchdown in the end zone. And this time we see now Southeastern trying to run a trick play. And this one did not work as it did for Winterboro, as the reverse was snuffed out by the Winterboro defense, and the Bulldogs will take over at their own 46.
On any reverses, every coach will tell you just stay at home. Make sure you stay at home. Play your responsibility, stay in your gap. And their 24 did a great job. Stayed at home, missed the initial tackle, but it held him up just enough, get some friends in there, and then he finished it off as well. So Coach Beckett, will be proud of that.
Yeah, we saw Coach Beckett do a trick play, and it worked. Coach Burkett trying to trick play that one, not so much. So Winterboro has the ball now with basically no time left on the clock as they take the snap, and we're going to see more than likely a touchdown. Winterboro quarterback Dobbins taking off 20, 10, 5, touchdown. They snap the ball with no time left on the clock, and they make it pay at the end of the quarter for a touchdown for Winterboro.
I really like his improvisation here, because the play was designed to go to the left. Watch him go left, go left, go left. He understands, hey, there is nothing here. Makes the wise decision to go back right, and then by the time he gets out that way, everybody's already out of their tackling angles, and he's just too fast.
You could tell that once Dobbins came back across the field and he had green turf in front of him, Gerhardt, it was obvious he was going to score, because he's faster than anybody that Southeastern has on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Every coach tells you about taking angles, but there are certain points where the angle is just way too far. And by the time that the secondary found out what he was doing, Dobbins was already had a head of steam and into the end zone right before halftime.
This extra point good, and so at the end of the first half, so to speak, 20-0. Winterboro leading Southeastern. We'll have another shortened 8-minute quarter coming up as we continue here at the Spring Gridiron Challenge at JSU on TV 24.
There's a killer on the loose in Alabama. This won't help you. This won't help you either. Even this won't help you. But this will. Breast cancer affects 1 in 8 women, and the only thing that can catch this killer is early detection with an annual high-quality mammogram. Advanced Imaging in Oxford and Gadsden was the first facility in Alabama to offer 3D digital mammography. Find out more online at alliesinthefight.com. Advanced Imaging, better technology for better health care.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 74 years.
For a high-flying adventure of a lifetime, visit the new Screaming Eagle Zipline Canopy Tour and Aerial Adventure Park at Lake Guntersville State Park. Fly above and through the treetops at heights up to 250 feet on Alabama's largest high-speed zipline course. The Screaming Eagle is a safe and family-friendly adventure course that allows you to explore Lake Guntersville State Park from the point of view of the park's famous bald eagles and enjoy amazing views of Lake Guntersville. Book your aerial adventure tour today by calling 256-886-2517 or book online at lakeguntersvillezipline.com.
Downey Drug has been your pharmacy leader for over 40 years, and we are regularly voted best pharmacy and pharmacist by the readers of the Anniston Star. At Downey Drug, our customers are also our friends and neighbors, and we sincerely care about your health. That's why we are dedicated to personal service every day with every customer. And now, introducing Easy Meds, medication management made simple. Call us and find out more. Downey Drug, your pharmacy leader with 2 locations to serve you.
Back at JSU Stadium, beginning what is in essence half number 2 of this game between Southeastern and Winterboro here at the 2017 Spring Gridiron Challenge. John Holder, Gerhard Mathangani with you. Another flag on the play is Winterboro. We believe that to be Caleb Hale rumbling and stumbling and mumbling for about 15 yards, but there is a yellow flag way back at the 28-yard line, and we're going to have an illegal shift whistled against Winterboro. So that will negate that run, plus 5 more yards.
Penalties here have been a big killer for Winterboro, both on offense and on defense. You saw the defense give up nearly 30 yards, 25 yards on their last possession, and then here another 5 yards on offense as well. That'll be a point of emphasis, I'm sure, for Coach Alan Beckett and his squad come fall camp.
I can tell you that Wetumpka and Mary Montgomery, they have come a long way. Wetumpka from Metro Montgomery, Mary Montgomery from Metro Mobile. They have come a long way. They have waited all day. They're ready to play, and both those teams are antsy, standing in the east and west end zones respectively here at JSU Stadium, getting ready for this next game. Here comes the quarterback, Dobbins, fakes the toss sweep, and just dragging Southeastern players with him for about 7 or 8 yards, all the way up to the 43 or 44-yard line. That's going to wind up being about a 13 or 14-yard gain there for Omar Dobbins.
He doesn't have a big stature, but my goodness, he is strong. Like you said, he carried some defenders and carried him for a long time. So both strength and speed. We saw the speed on the touchdown to end the first half, and then the strength right there to carry it enough to where it brings up a 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, they need to get to the 45, and we believe that is Hale who comes across and gets the first down, runs over a Southeastern player and takes it out to near midfield.
Good job there by Hale, and you can see just how big he is, and he provides a really, really, really good power punch in that short running game for the Bulldogs. Takes a much-deserved break here.
And keep in mind, Gerhard, we've seen 2 pretty good running backs, but this is not their best running back. Now, Javian Brown had 1,100 yards rushing last season, suspended for this game. So you figure they get him back and they get Nick Stamps back at wide receiver, they're going to be even more impressive. And now we go to the outside. That will push pass, and there's another flag on the field, so we may have another hold out here whistled against Winterboro. It is going to be a hold or a block in the back 1 right here on the near sideline. Winterboro penalties have been a big, big problem with the Bulldogs here this evening.
Absolutely, and that's one of the points of spring, trying to teach discipline, especially on offense and on defense, because this situation, it helped out. A lot of situations where you don't, with the hold, maybe the hold comes on the backside of the play, or if a situation where you have a face mask on a guy that's not even the ball carrier, or just the penalties that aren't resolved inside the play itself. Those are the ones that are really frustrating, but these are too, and so can't have too many of these and expect to win a lot of ball games.
Another nice gain negated. Here comes Dobbins looking. Wide open down the field, a one-handed snag by number 9, the wide receiver. Don't have his name, but he brings that in for a nice gain deep inside of Southeastern territory down to the 30-yard line.
This one was well developed right here. You see number 9 towards the middle of your screen right here, just slips behind the back part of the defense, behind the linebackers and right in front of the safety. That's a good pattern, good play call, and good execution by both quarterback and tight end.
Tell you, it's pretty scary what Winterboro could do, Gerhard, if they do away with the penalties. Here comes another running back, one we haven't seen. Number 2 sheds a tackle at the 25, goes inside the 20 to the 15 to the 10, runs over a defender at the goal line for a touchdown. Touchdown, Winterboro. A 30-yard touchdown run, and that was maybe the most impressive run we've seen from Winterboro yet.
Absolutely. He made the most of his first opportunity here. Just take a look at this. Sheds one tackle, and then watch that young man run. Get some great blocking along the outside, then just bulldozes his way into the end zone. That's impressive right there. Nice stable of backs for the Bulldogs.
It's like maybe, of course, Winterboro doesn't have a lot of players they can substitute in, but it looks like Southeastern with those 55 players, looks like Coach Burkett's trying to get some of his younger players involved. I think we saw that there on the goal line. And there's a move on the offensive side. You know, it's the amazing thing that we've seen, Gerhard. We've seen Winterboro jumping into the neutral zone, but we haven't seen a lot of false starts.
Right.
Until now.
Until that. That was the first one. And I don't know if that was a snap count thing where they're either going on a hard count or maybe an extended count. But that was the first one. But, yeah, you're right. We have seen a lot of things that come before. Those 5-yard variety penalties come before, but normally it's on defense.
They're going for 2. 2-point conversion play is going to be close, but I think down at the 1-foot line. So Southeastern gets a stop, even though they're backed up all the way back to the 8-yard line on the 2-point conversion play. Obviously, I don't think they have a kicker, so they decide to go for it again. Nearly got it, but give credit to Southeastern for stopping them there at the goal line.
If I know Coach Alan Beckett or just any coach, they'll take any of their 1 or 2 point losses in a season, and they'll say, hey, guys, you want to understand how big penalties are? Well, we just cost ourselves 5 yards on a play that we would have gotten into the end zone, and that would have given us 2 points. Any game that came down to a 1-point play or as a 1-point advantage, that's the difference between the win and the loss. So a lot of times penalties can kind of escape the mind as a 5-yard penalty here or a 10-yard penalty there, but those things can mount up, and they're almost assured to win this game right here, up 26-0. But I know that's one thing that Coach Becker will want to clean up.
I think earlier in the first game, you guys took a look at the Southeastern schedule and the Spring Garden schedule. I don't think we've had a chance to look at the Winterboro schedule, and I think we may have that. So before the game is done here, we'll kind of do some schedule analysis of Winterboro and tell you what the Bulldogs have ahead, playing a rugged schedule again in 2017. Again, another negative play for Southeastern as they put the ball in play at the 35. Fumble on the play, and Avery Jones falls on it. There's the Winterboro schedule with Keith of Orrville. Then there's the game at Isabella. Then you got Donahoe, Appalachian, Fayetteville, Ragland, Wadley, Victory Christian. It's really when you get down in the last half of the season there, when you get into region play. Of course, it's not listed on there, but they also have Talladega County Central. That's another tough team that's in their region that they'll have a game again. That back half of the season really, really tough. Pass downfield. Again, we're going to have a pass interference penalty, it looks like, as we had Wadsworth that time looking for his favorite receiver. He's been picking out number 20, Jordan Graham, all afternoon long, and we're going to have a push-off down here. And another pass interference penalty and another penalty against Winterboro. We're not keeping up with penalties, but I'll bet you if Alan Beckett's got someone on the sideline keeping up with the penalty yardage for Winterboro, it is going to be incredible what their penalty yardage has been just in this game. Absolutely, and really the second half, it's been just penalty after penalty and things that have been very, very costly. One, they ended up getting a first down. Here's another situation where we have another first down, and for Southeastern, they haven't been able to take advantage of it as far as putting points on the board, but any strong team that Winterboro will play will be able to do that. After the penalty, first down up at the 48-yard line. This will be Wadsworth coming to the sideline, and he just does not have the blocking, and he doesn't have the speed to elude the defense, and that will be another big-time loss. A loss going all the way back to about the 41-yard line, so a loss of about 7 on the play. Absolutely. As much as we talk about how the penalties are negative things, this was just a positive, great play right here. This is exactly how you want to play it. And Big 24 just stayed with his block, stayed with the guy that was blocking him, just made sure he didn't lose leverage, shed the block, and then made the play on the quarterback. So that's a good sack there to get back some of those yards. Winterboro defensive line dominating. Wadsworth looking downfield, and he's got an open receiver and a great catch by Avery Jones. Jones lined up in the backfield, slipped behind the linebackers, and was wide open for a big gain all the way down at the 36-yard line of Winterboro.
We've seen these times where the Wadsworth and his receiver aren't necessarily on the same page, and Wadsworth has thrown over some guys a little bit. This one looked to be the exact same thing, but give a lot of credit to Jones laying out there, and the senior coming up with the big play from his running back position.
A 23-yard gain. Wadsworth back to pass again. Another deep pass looking into double coverage, and it's going to be picked off and intercepted by Winterboro down at the 16-yard line. They went to the well one too many times. He had a receiver in the area, but two blue jerseys over there as well, and turnover Southeastern.
Yeah, Jordan Graham was down there, as was number 12, Dalton Huffstetler, and that's who he was going for. But just a great play by the same defensive back who had a penalty earlier in the drive, makes up for it, comes up with a turnover.
And apparently we're on a running clock now here in this quarter because we're at 1:13. Even after the turnover, the clock is still running. And what Winterboro wants to do right now is basically just run that clock out, and they'll go back down to Talladega County unless they break a run here, Gerhard, with a 26-0 victory. And now we're going to see Southeastern stepping into the neutral zone. We have seen more offside penalties today, I think, than I've seen in a long, long time. Sure indication, Gerhard, that it is spring.
Absolutely.
Actually, they're going to call that on, they're going to say Winterboro moved on the line. After the game, we are going to, I think Chase Robinson is going to chase down Winterboro head coach Alan Beckett. To the outside, we think this is Hale. Flies up the sideline, pushed out of bounds finally at the 31-yard line, so a gain of about 20. Stepping out of bounds, but the clock will continue to run, and that may very well be the last play of the game with a running clock. No need to snap it, and that will probably be the last play of the game.
Yeah, they marked the ball ready to play at the 18-second mark, so unless Winterboro just wants to, they do not have to run another play here. But either way, an impressive performance by the Bulldogs here. Some things to take home for Southeastern as well.
They do get one more snap off, and we're going to have a
fitting
defensive penalty, so I think we'll have an untimed play because we're going to have a face mask being grabbed by Southeastern at about the 43-yard line. Play gained about 12 yards, but they may just wave this off and go ahead, and it is a defensive penalty, so technically they get an untimed down. It's declined, and so Winterboro is just going to say, hey, that's the end of the game, and we will go home. And I know the folks from Mary, Montgomery, and Wetumpka are glad of that, so they can get out here and begin warming up. Final score, Winterboro beating Southeastern 26-0. Chase Robinson will try to track down the head coach of the Winterboro Bulldogs, Alan Beckett. He spoke earlier with Southeastern head coach Michael Burkett, and also spoke with Spring Garden coach, or you spoke with Spring Garden coach Jason Howard. So we'll try to catch up now with this little tri-meet here of the three teams. We haven't spoken with Alan Beckett yet. We'll try to track him down, the head coach of the Winterboro Bulldogs, in just a moment.
Yeah, you mentioned in their last game what he's done with the program, and here another great showing by the Bulldogs. One of the things for Southeastern, though, is the number, and you take away the number 55, and that's the number of players that they have, which, if nothing else, it just shows that the passion is there, the momentum is there, and the drive is there. And normally when you have that and you can get kids to buy in, the summertime ends up being more of a work time. And so Southeastern, I expect them to get a lot better with a lot of passion back into that program. We'll see the Mustangs doing well from here on as Coach Alan Beckett walks over to Chase, and we'll hear from the coach in just a bit.
Chase Robinson standing by now with the winning coach of the Winterboro Bulldogs, Alan Beckett.
Thanks, John. Down here with Coach Beckett, wrapping up your spring today. First of all, how has spring been for Winterboro?
I thought it was a pretty good spring. We had two guys suspended that didn't come with us today, and we had one that got injured last day of practice, and one couldn't make it for family reasons. But everything else, we committed and we went after it, and it was pretty hard. We had too many penalties today, and but defensively we did some good things. We lined up right to John's alma mater, who throws a lot of good things at you. They're pretty good. So, but overall, was proud. I'm still getting over the first game, but Coach Howard and his group always real physical and do a good job. We put in new offense, new defense, did a lot of things different. So we'll go to summer and get it going.
What's the plan for this summer in the off season? Get ready for the season.
Well, got to get in the weight room, make sure, herd the cats, and make sure we get everybody there. And they've been pretty committed, the most they've been since I've been there, going into my 5th year. So passing camps and 11 on 11s and all that kind of good stuff.
All right, thanks, Coach, and good luck next season.
Thank you.
Alan Beckett, the head coach of the Winterboro Bulldogs, victorious, and he had you could tell the competitive spirit. He was not happy about that loss to Spring Garden there. I think that goes back to his Collinsville days when they had such intense battles up there between Spring Garden and Collinsville.
That's one of the things that stuck out to me as well. He's coming off a 26-0 victory.
He's going back to the last game.
Right. But a good showing, really, both games, and a lot to take home and a lot to be happy about as they close out the spring and they start their offseason program.
Winterboro will be in the thick of things. I have no doubt about that in Class 1A in their region this year. We will be back with game number last of the evening, and that's Wetumpka and Mary Montgomery coming